welcome back to another video. So my name is Chanina. If you're new here, welcome girl, welcome. So I hope you guys are doing okay today. My day is going pretty well thus far. It's still early in the day, so I still have a whole day to go. But what I wanted to do a video today on was I've been looking at some of you guys' comments. I do go back to old videos, especially when I'm getting a lot of comments under a particular video. I kind of go back and see, you know, what's going on, what you guys are talking about. And one of the videos that I've been getting a lot of comments on recently is a video that I did a year ago about a company called Sitel. So Sitel is a company that I came across online while looking for different options to work from home for myself and stuff that I could share with you guys. And this was, of course, before, you know, the whole situation that our country is in now. And within the last month or so, I've been seeing some eyebrow raising comments, and I was like, oh, okay. At first I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, okay, well, that's kind of weird. That's kind of like a red flag, and hopefully that's a red flag for this person too. But then I started seeing a couple more comments under that, and then on the other video, because I actually made two videos about this company. The initial video was me telling you about the company and giving you the whole, you know, the spiel on everything that they had said on where, you know, basically where I was getting the information from. And then the second video was me actually telling you what the interview process was like. So the thing that raised an eyebrow for me, that wanted me to kind of keep an eye on the comments of these particular videos, was because a few weeks ago I had received a comment of someone saying that that they went through the interviewing process and that they were going to receive a check that they then would have to redeem through Cash App in order to purchase equipment. So if you guys go back and check out that video, I didn't go too much into equipment. The interview video, I didn't go too much into equipment, and I don't think I went too much into it for the initial video either, because it's kind of like your basic equipment that you would need for most work from home companies. So I don't think I went into extensive detail about it in the second video, but I do know that I already had my own equipment, so they didn't mention anything at that time about funding your equipment for you. Now, because we're in a crazy times with the country and everything, things could have changed. So back then, when I went through the interviewing process, again, I had my own equipment, and the interview was pretty straightforward to the point. You know, there was some questions asked. We had to do a little bit of role play. And when I filled out the application to work, I did have to do a PC scan, and then what I can remember is the second interview, they was going to do another PC scan, and that's where you were given more information about the company and that whole process of getting on board. Now, when I come on here, I often talk about work from home positions where you're an independent contractor, but that particular company, they were hiring under the employee structure. So you would go through, you would get training, you know, you would get benefits if you were hired on full-time and worked for a certain amount of time, then you would be eligible for benefits. If you were part-time, then you weren't eligible for benefits. And I believe at the time, I interviewed with a young lady, and that's what she was telling me at the time, was that they were looking for part-time and full-time, but only full-time employees were the ones that would receive the benefits. So that's how it was at that time. Now, I never made it to the second interview, and I think I explained that the reason why, or there was a couple of reasons why in the second video that I did for the interview process of the company Sitel. And at that time, there was a non-compete contract. So in other words, you couldn't work for a competitor. And during the interviewing process, I remember her saying that Arise was a competitive company. That is, you can't work for both. Now, in some of you guys' comments, I have seen some changes. Some of you are receiving checks to purchase your equipment. Some of you are being offered $25 an hour. And some of you are saying that you can actually do both. Now, the information was the information at the time of that video. However, that's been a year ago and times have changed, so that very well may be true. But I have been looking on the website, the actual website, which is what I would recommend you guys if you're on Indeed, ZipRecruiter, All of these employment search websites, if you're on there and you see a job and it gives you the actual website to apply for that, for the position, I would definitely go directly to the website and apply for the position versus sending your resume through Indeed or through ZipRecruiter or Career Jobs or all those different websites. That's what I normally do in order to find out if it's a legitimate company, because right now, back then, of course, there's always scammers out there, but right now there are even more because people are taking advantage of the fact that people are in need of income. So there's a lot of companies that have formed since the pandemic. So you guys, please, when you're applying for any work from home position, whether it's through an employee structure or an independent contractor structure, do your due diligence and go do your research first. Now, I cannot say for sure if they are actually sending checks out in order for you to purchase your equipment. I cannot say that for sure. Things may have changed, but according to their website, it's still a BYOE type of company. Bring your own equipment. So I'm going to take you guys over to my computer here in just a second to kind of show you the website. But these are some of the comments, and they'll be flashing across the screen that I have been getting. Will I say it's legit that you're receiving a check to purchase equipment? I can't say that for sure. Now, the whole Cash App situation, like I said, someone left a comment about redeeming their check through Cash App in order to purchase equipment. Listen, I cannot say that is 100% true. I've never heard of anything like that, to be honest with you. I know Cash App has become a thing now, but to be honest, I've never heard of a company, paying their employees through Cash App or supplying them funds that they have to redeem through Cash App. I don't know. That puts I don't know, it just makes me feel some type of way, honestly. And when I saw it, I did respond to the comment like, hey, that's kind of an eyebrow raiser, but who's to say, because it's an old video. It was posted a year ago. So I don't know, you guys, when you're out there, like, again, I'm just going to say this, when you're out there looking for anything that you can do from home, make sure it is a legit company first. There are some good people out here who will design a whole website to look like another website just so that they can get your information. So make sure you're checking your links and trying different browsers and things like that to make sure it's a legitimate company, a legitimate website before you go and apply. Because again, there's a lot of people that do crazy things. I remember one time I received a check in the mail for a company that I had found on Craigslist. It was a company that was saying you can advertise different businesses or other companies using your car by getting it wrapped. And you basically ride around with your car wrapped in this advertisement. And we've all seen them before, or some of us, I would think, if you're on the highway and stuff like that. We've seen cars that were nothing but a huge advertisement. All you saw was whatever that company was, right? So I hadn't actually applied for the company. I just sent an inquiry to see if it was a legit company. Well, before I know it, there was an application. In the beginning, I was under the notion that it was a legit company, so I did apply and all that jazz. And then before I knew it, I received a check in the mail. But it was the way that it came is what set off all of the alerts, you guys. It was just a check that was inside of if you guys are familiar with flat rate envelopes from the post office, you can pick them up inside the post office. But it was a flat rate envelope that came, I think, UPS, and there was nothing else inside. There was no paper, no mention of the company, no nothing. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to go and cash this at my bank account because, come on, y'all, we already know how this works. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you deposit the check in your account, bam, they got your information and they can go and clean out your whole account. So Chanina's smarter than that. So I went to a check cashing place. Okay. Now, of course, I was risking myself getting locked up if it was a fraudulent check, but I would rather see from a check cashing place if this was a legit check or not, and then try to talk my way out of getting locked up if it came to that, and explain the situation and go from there, rather than me go and deposit this check and then wake up the next morning and then my whole account is cleaned out. So I went to the check cashing place, and the lady looked at the check. She picked up the phone, and then she looked at me and she was like, ma'am, if I cash this check, I'm gonna have to call the police. So I was like, oh, okay, well, keep the check, because I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So I let her keep the check, and she basically said that it was a fraudulent check, it wasn't a real check, and that, you know, she, as part of her job, she's supposed to call the police to report this fraudulent check. Well, I had my mom with me, and she already knew the situation, so we both were explaining what was going on, and I basically like 50 times told her to keep the check. So she ended up keeping the check, and she didn't call the police. But as soon as we left out of the building, we went and sat in the car, and I Googled the information that was on the check, because I had a copy of it, okay, just in case. I had made a copy of the check. No, I'm lying. I didn't make a copy of it. I took a photo with the phone that I had at the time. I took a photo, and I was able to pull up the information, and it turned out that the check came from a college student or teacher or faculty or whoever from a college. So it was a college for students with disabilities, or a department where they worked with students with disabilities. I know, make it make sense, girl. It didn't. So that was the end result of that, and I just been eyes wide open ever since, because you know, when you're out here struggling or trying to get them coins, you ain't trying to get scammed in the process. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So hopefully you guys that are receiving money to get your equipment, please, I pray that it is legit, because it's very unfortunate if it is not. And for the ones that are telling me that they're paying you $25 an hour, that is great. That is awesome. That is a lot of money. I'm not sure how that works though. I'm not sure if they'll be paying you $25 an hour, but you'll still just be working part-time, or if that's considered full-time pay. Not really sure, but you guys who are interested in that company, if you see them out there somewhere advertising, go straight to the website so that you can get the information from there first. So let me take you guys over to my computer, because I do want to show you exactly what it says on the Sitel website, and maybe that can kind of clear up some of the things that has been going on in my comments. And I mean, you know, it is what it is. So let's go over there. Okay, so we're at my computer, and I'm just going to Google the company. It is Sitel Group, or Sitel. And we're just going to go straight to their website. So it's sitel.com. And this is what their website looks like, you guys, okay? So I'm just going to show you where it talks about equipment. So how to get to where it's talking about work from home is you just click on careers, and you can either do career at Sitel, where you're actually working inside of one of their brick and mortar call centers, or you can do work from home. So let me slide back some, because I think I might be too close to the screen. All right, so I'm gonna click on work from home, and where did I see? I'm just gonna kind of scroll down here real quick, because I was just on here. Here we go. So it's when you click on work from home, this is the first page that you see. Do not apply, because then you'll miss all this information at the bottom. So scroll down at the bottom and read all of this stuff first before applying, because it does talk about equipment. So it says, what equipment do I need? Sitel at Home works with bring your own equipment, or bring your own computer model. Click through below to see if you and your technology are ready to start your Sitel journey, or Sitel. I could be mispronouncing that. So here are the computing minimum specifications. So it talks about your desktop, laptop, your operating system, which you have to have Windows 10. And then it talks about being hardwired in through an Ethernet cord, because you're not allowed to use wireless service. Then it talks about monitors, and then it goes into the antivirus situation. So for Windows system, it also opens up your RAM, your speed, free space, USB ports, internet speed specifications. It goes into that. And then it also goes into the approved headsets. Okay. So this is on their website, you guys. I'm not sure if they've changed anything. They may have. I haven't been on the site in a while. I've only started looking back at it when I started getting you guys' comments about equipment and receiving checks through Cash App. And redeeming them through Cash App and stuff like that. Not all of you has mentioned the Cash App part of it, but most of you have mentioned receiving some sort of funds to redeem for equipment. So that information may in fact be correct. I can't say for sure. I have not reapplied since then. So I can't say, you guys, I'm so sorry, but I just wanted to put this out here to you guys just in case it's not a legitimate situation. Okay, so the company itself is legitimate, but you guys just remember, there are people out here taking advantage of those who are looking to make some extra money, and they will do anything and everything to do that. So just be careful and make sure you read. Reading is fundamental. Do your research. Okay. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button on your way out, and I will see you girl on another video. Bye.